Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Norville. This edition's top stories. The Government of Saint Lucia has broken ground on a new housing project. The Ministry of Education finalizes preparations for the phased reopening of schools on the 2nd of June. And Saint Lucia puts up resistance to tobacco use. The Government of Saint Lucia has broken ground on a new housing project that is designed to not only improve the condition of living, but enhance the landscape at Shock. The housing development is also critical in government meeting the housing demands of nationals. In keeping with the government's mandate of increasing access to affordable housing for the people of Saint Lucia, work is soon to commence on the Shock housing development. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Development, Housing, Urban Renewal, Transport and Civil Aviation, Claudius Emmanuel, indicated that this move is the first of many in bridging the gap between the demand and supply of housing in Saint Lucia that is currently estimated to be 14,000.
This initiative here today continues the process of closing the gap and providing homeowners with the pride, confidence and independence of owning a permanent piece of the land that gave us birth. The Shock housing development is the first of 11 such sites across the island that would have been outlined by the government 2 years ago in its thrust to make affordable housing available to the citizens of this country. So as the opener in the batting 11, it is expected that Shock will lay a good foundation for the rest of the innings. The number 2 development is expected to be at Talvin, which will come to the crease and get off the mark in June 2020.
Minister for Economic Development, Housing, Urban Renewal, Transport and Civil Aviation, Honorable Guy Joseph, highlighted the other housing projects, including a 140-lot development in Talvin, a 200-lot development between the communities of Odsa and Bel-Air to be sold at concessionary prices, through Invest St. Lucia, a 100-lot development in Choiseul, a 283-lot development in River Doré, and a 50-lot development in Beauchamp-Micoud, where some 5 lots are still available. The housing minister also highlighted new initiatives to come on stream.
Through the NHC, we have on order, which should be here in the next 30 days, 2 sample houses, low-cost houses, what we call a starter house, which would be about 550 square feet or thereabout, coming from the UAE. They are sending us these sample houses. And if there is an appetite for these sample houses, then they are willing to open a branch factory here to produce the houses in St. Lucia. But as I've indicated, my first preference is for my local people. And if we can get the same quality of output at the same price for our local people, we would be more than happy to accept them.
Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chastanet threw his support behind the project. The Prime Minister indicated that given the immense benefits of such projects, the government is more than willing to play its part.
I say this because our government has always indicated that we are facilitators. Our job is to create the opportunity and the environment for persons to prosper, to create that opportunity for a win-win situation. Winning situation in that we're taking lands now that are going to be opened up. A winning situation because a contracting company has come in and done all this incredible work. A winning situation because smaller contractors are going to be hired to develop the homes themselves. A win situation because technicians and plumbers and electricians are going to get work. A win situation because the suppliers of equipment and materials are now going to be able to make sales. And finally, a win situation, and that the quality of life for individuals in this country is going to be expanded. That you're going to be living in a housing area in which the road is already down.
Chairman of the Board of Directors of the National Housing Corporation, Rufinas Baptiste, highlighted the corporation's vision in meeting the housing needs of the country.
Vision for the NHC in its thrust to reconstruct and reposition. 1. Look at new, cheaper and functional housing concepts. 2. Create partnership with private landowners who are desirous of land development for housing. 3. Provide affordable starter houses. 4. Cater for those who are unable to procure land and house but prefer rental of housing. 5. Provide land for the disadvantaged to build their own houses in a planned and orderly format. 6. Foster effective collaboration with all state agencies, statutory organizations, and other institutions required in the development of the NHC projects, from planning approvals to implementation.
The project is being undertaken via a public-private partnership arrangement. The sword-turning ceremony was held on Thursday, 28th May 2020. For the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norville. The recommencement of capital projects amid the COVID-19 pandemic is serving to jumpstart the domestic economy. Central to this is the National Roads Rehabilitation Program, which has seen several community projects get underway. Here's Anicia Antoine.
The Government of Saint Lucia has made the rehabilitation and construction of the road network a major priority. A crucial part of this infrastructure program, which is currently in progress, includes the largest road rehabilitation project in the island's history. The projects include the new development roads in Soufrière, the Blackstone Road in Jacmel, and the Spring Road project in Micoud South, which entails the full reconstruction of 3,400 meters of community road, including drainage and access to residencies. Parliamentary Representative for Ancillary Canries, Honorable Dominique Fede, who was on site at the rehabilitation of the Blackstone Road, noted the importance of the project and the employment impact in the community.
For many years, the residents have been complaining about the quality of this road, where a number of them have been disrupted because the minibus drivers refuse to go up the road because of its immotorable condition. And so now I believe that not only will the residents be happy, but the minibus drivers will be happy as well, as the condition of this road will be improved. So as the parliamentary rep, I'm very, very proud of this important piece of progress in the constituency to make the lives of residents, to make the lives of people coming to church, to make the lives of people coming from different areas in Millet and in Roseau and in Munda and in all the surrounding communities to bury their loved ones at the Jacmel Cemetery. So I'm really pleased to see that this particular project is on stream and it has started nicely.
Honorable Dominique Fede noted that other rehabilitation works are currently in the pipeline under the Road Improvement and Maintenance Program.
We have also investigated some of the problematic situations we have in Ottawa, in Masque, and we also are looking forward to do the Vanna to Techime roads as well. So those proposals have been refined for the purposes of the Ministry of Infrastructure to have a look and review the situation under the Taiwanese road program, which our government negotiated. And so I'm very, very happy. We had a success in road projects when we completely overhauled the Roseau to Vanna Road, which is the main road to come into Jacmel. And that would have enhanced the access to various communities for residents.
Other rehabilitation projects currently being done under the Road Improvement and Maintenance Program includes the Larituet Bridge, which was first constructed by residents of the community over 15 years ago. Given the importance of this key road and the high levels of traffic which flow across the Larituet Bridge on a daily basis, the bridge has been closed to vehicular traffic for a period of 3 weeks to allow for the construction of a new bridge, which will both improve safety and the flow of traffic. The scope of works comprises of the construction of retaining walls, a bridge culvert, a concrete culvert, safety railings, and road signs. This new bridge is expected to be completed by September of this year and will complement the reconstruction of the Larituet Road, which commenced on the 25th of May 2020. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
As grade 6 and Form 5 students prepare to return to the classroom for final instruction ahead of examinations, the various schools have been implementing measures in accordance with COVID-19 protocols. Each school was required to submit a school instructional plan. Chief Education Officer Dr. Fiona Meyer noted that prior to opening, all schools have identified where the students will sit, including lunch areas and rooms.
So a lot of the schools have done the physical identification of spaces, the distances between those spaces, as well as marking off particular areas that the children can be in, all in an effort to safeguard them even further. But we also trust that all of our students, our grade 5 students, our grade 6 students, our Form 5s, are very keenly aware, and our wider student population, as to what the protocols are. And as young people, we must trust them, we must teach them, we must engage them into how to keep themselves safe, even without adults being around. And so we appreciate that engagement so far.
And what will be the ratio of students per teacher in the classroom setting?
Through the Ministry of Health, we have been given the ratio of 1 to 15 in terms of spacing, also based on, as in the wider public, the square footage of the rooms.
Dr. Meyer explained that education officials have identified in the school instructional plan names of specific students and teachers who may have underlying issues.
We have instituted, as has always been, that many schools have a sick bay, and we appreciate that not all schools do have a sick bay, but there are 6 spaces where the student or teacher or member of staff can be brought to wait a little while, but immediate contact with our health personnel. We have distributed to all of the schools the names of the various medical personnel at the wellness centers.
Understanding that the parents are adjusting to a new normal, Joycelyn Eugene, coordinator of guidance and counseling, noted that the parents can contact the district counselors, school counselors, principals, or any of the education officials to get psychological assistance during this time.
The district counselors have been engaging teachers in what we refer to as a level of psychological first aid. What this means is that they would have had, whether it is through Zoom or through some face-to-face meetings, they would be meeting teachers in small groups, giving them an opportunity to talk about how they have felt through all of this, how COVID has affected them, how it has affected their work, how it has affected their families, and also to give them an opportunity to share the concerns that they have going back into the classroom. And so this is one aspect of our response to COVID.
Coordinator of Guidance and Counseling in the Ministry of Education, Joycelyn Eugene. The director of the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, Carissa Etienne, says the response to the COVID-19 pandemic in the region of the Americas must include chronic disease care, as 1 in 4 people are at risk of poor outcomes from COVID-19 due to underlying non-communicable diseases, NCDs.
We have never seen such a deadly relationship between an infectious disease and NCDs. Some of the data are truly alarming, especially for a region where NCDs are pervasive. Studies in China show that more than 28% of cancer patients who contracted COVID-19 died, compared with only 2% of overall patients. There are 1.2 million people living with cancer in Latin America and the Caribbean. A review of more than 16,000 patients with COVID-19 found that persons with diabetes were twice as likely to have severe disease or to die.
The PAHO director also noted the health risks and complications that smoking can have on COVID patients.
Smoking has been shown to increase the likelihood of developing severe illness from COVID-19. About 15% of adults in the Americas still smoke and may face this risk. In fact, Our region has a high incidence of NCDs, and we are deeply concerned for the health of people living with these conditions. All told, approximately 1 in 4 people in our region are at increased risk of poor outcomes from COVID-19 due to underlying NCDs.
Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Carissa Etienne. Meantime, St. Lucia will on May 31, 2020, join the international community in commemorating World No Tobacco Day. Here's Anicia Antoine.
The World No Tobacco Day 2020 campaign, being held under the theme Protecting Youth from Industry Manipulation and Preventing Them from Tobacco and Nicotine Use, seeks to debunk myths and expose devious tactics employed by the tobacco industry. The campaign will provide young people with the knowledge required to easily detect industry manipulation and equip them with the tools to rebuff such tactics, thereby empowering young people to stand up against them. Joanna Joseph Henry is the Deputy Coordinator at the Substance Abuse Secretariat and the Tobacco Focal Point for St. Lucia.
This is really important because over the last year or maybe 2 years, we have seen a change in the tobacco products that are being manufactured and the increased use of those new devices. We call them hookahs, some of them are called hookahs, some of them are the electronic cigarettes. There's juuling, there's a whole lot of other of these heated devices that are being labeled and being advertised as safe to use and cool among young people. We know in St. Lucia the use of those devices is on the rise among our young people, and so we are really concerned when we see the damage and death, lung diseases, etc. that have happened over the last year, especially in the States. We're really concerned about our young people, and we need them to know that no matter what it's advertised as, it is just that, an electronic cigarette, just as dangerous and in some ways maybe even more so than the traditional cigarettes.
Ms. Joseph Henry encouraged the public to be aware of the exposure and harm caused by second and third-hand smoking of tobacco.
It's quite possible also to come into a room after somebody has smoked or been smoking in there and still be affected in the walls and the curtains by what we call third-hand smoke. Second-hand and third-hand smoke tend to be the ways that children, young people are especially affected. And what we are concerned about is the number of young people from our Global Youth Tobacco Survey who reported being exposed to tobacco smoke both in their homes and in other enclosed public places. So people must understand that even if they may not smoke while their child or their other family members are in the room, they're still going to be just as affected.
According to the World Health Organization, studies show that smokers have a higher risk for a severe case of coronavirus. The Tobacco Focal Point for St. Lucia made a plea to all young people to join the fight to become a tobacco-free generation by using their social media platforms to share information.
Pass along. Let's all play our part this year in passing along the message, in us being aware of the dangers, reminding ourselves of the dangers of tobacco use, and being aware of the changes and not allowing industry manipulation to influence our way of thinking and accepting that tobacco is okay, because it's not.
World No Tobacco Day will be commemorated on Sunday, May 31st, 2020. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
This is NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson with NTN Nouvelle, a Creole.
It is possible for infected food handlers or workers to introduce the COVID-19 virus into food or onto surfaces within the food business by coughing and sneezing or through hand contact unless they strictly follow good personal hygiene practices. Food handlers must wash their hands before starting work, before handling cooked or ready-to-eat food, after handling or preparing raw food, after handling waste, after cleaning duties, after using the toilet, after blowing their nose or sneezing or coughing, after eating or drinking, and after handling money. More than ever before, your important role as gatekeepers of St. Lucia's nutritional health and food security should be taken seriously. When you exercise these precautions, you not only safeguard your health, but also continue to allow St. Lucians access to clean, healthy, and safe food. Remember, it is our responsibility to ensure our nation eats fresh, St. Lucia's best.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle, a Creole.
Monsieur Tangenel, Monsieur Madame Département, qui est responsabilité pour information en gouvernement Saint Lucia, c'est GIS, à ce télévision nationale, pays NTN, Capuzeto Nouvelle en Creole. Capuzeto, Primus Hutchinson. Gouvernement a continué à ce programme pour développer plus d'habitations pour les résidents et aussi commercial. Comme ça là, c'est un choc. Côté un développement, j'ai commencé pour bâtir 250 placements pour bâtir cailles de résidents et aussi établissements commerciaux. Durant une grande cérémonie pour matcher commencement grand projet ça là, ça c'était jeudi après-midi. Le ministre de la responsabilité pour le développement économique, honorable Guy Joseph, explique que le projet a fait en collaboration avec en collaboration et puis coopération des nationales des cailles avec le ministère qui est responsable pour bâtiment caille en bas un arrangement de collaboration privée et publique.
Côté gouvernement mettait et contracteur mettait l'argent pour ça venir bâtir chemin, mettre de l'eau, mettre courant et pour faire ces terres available et c'est les terres avant contracteur qui joignent payer pour travail là qui il a fait ici. So, c'est une manière nous avons essayé pour développer place là. Ça c'est une belle place pour un développement caille parce que il y a mis en place qui bien belle ou pas loin Gozile et ou pas loin Castouille et on y choix pour ça monter passage Babono aller passage Grand-Rivière monter en ville passer passage Mondi donc là ni combien différents chemins dat ou ça servir là sortir en développement ça.
Parmi Grec qui était présent, c'était le Premier ministre honorable Alain Chasny qui aussi adressé la cérémonie, le représentatif parlement pour façade North Castries honorable Stevenson King, ministre des Affaires et Commerce honorable Bradley Félix, parmi plusieurs les autres. Le département éducation a offert les études de langage chinois pour étudiants qui ont fait application pour recevoir le programme scholarship pour suivre études en Taïwan pour l'année 2020. C'est le gouvernement de Taïwan qui a facilité le programme ça qui a commencé mercredi le 27 mois de mai 2020 en considération limitation que la maladie corona a placé à ce pays. C'est les choses qui ont été faites par service Internet. Les résidents qui ont trouvé exposés pour à peu près 8 temps leçons mandarin, c'est instruction qui ont été faites 2 fois par semaine, qui a commencé 3 heures pour 4 heures après-midi et l'autre là c'est 5 heures pour 6 heures après-midi. C'est un arrangement ça là qui est fait possible pour les étudiants suivre ces leçons ça là à dans les qui est facile pour eux. Leçons en langage chinois, ça c'est mandarin, qui a porté ces étudiants ont l'occasion pour apprendre la culture Taïwan. Ces instructions ça là, c'est pour encourager les étudiants pour apprécier, manger, musique, cinéma, danser avec l'histoire Taïwan. Comme ça, il est plus facile pour ça à toucher plus meilleur en culture pays si un cas trouvé un scholarship pour suivre études à Taïwan. Mandarin, c'est le langage qui pays Taïwan, Singapour, Malaysia, Indonésie, Thaïlande, Brunei, Philippines et Mongolia qui a parlé pour conduire à faire business, service, éducation, en parmi l'autre programme qui s'est poursuivi. Avec l'occasion aussi pour à peu près 4 étudiants et plan c'est pour agrandir le programme là pour plus commune en cette lycée. Ministre des Affaires Agriculture, Honorable Ezekiel Joseph, veut-il les cultivateurs qui gouvernement, en particulier lui, comme ministre des Affaires agricoles, pas qu'à accepter ces vieilles habitudes coachées qui a d'ailleurs apporté à l'industrie figla et agriculture généralement. Dans une discussion à ce NTN, le ministre agricole a déclaré que le gouvernement a fait conquérir pour assister aux femmes à cette ci. Mais a d'ailleurs croisé la réputation de l'industrie agricole là et puis vieille qualité produit yo ka vendre à sur la place là.
Moi ça dit that gouvernement pas perfect. Nous pas toutes les ressources là nous besoin. But farmers ont une responsabilité aussi. Right? Et puis responsabilité c'est pour capitaliser à cette opportunité nous ka bail pour faire bail primaire. Et puis moi a dit ici encore depuis farmers qui produit bonne qualité, nous avons une responsabilité pour acheter la place là-bas. Mais je ne peux pas venir ici pour dire que farmers pour try bit system là. All right? Bit system là et puis que le gouvernement a encouragé ça. Nous pas encourager ça. Ezekiel ne pas encourager ça, so il a blâmé moi. Depuis qu'a produit bagaille qui pas bon et puis you expect nous pour bailler aussi pour ça.
Et monsieur mesdames, à ce côté nous avons une nouvelle là pour aujourd'hui. Je remercie autant pour regarder. Je avoir une invitation. Je n'ai plus moins considéré qu'on sauve la vie. On a posé l'autre nouvelle à Coyote. Je souhaite tout le monde une bonne fin de semaine. Et ça c'est le vieux pour ce tour général.
Merci Appeal Primus. And that brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am Janelle Norville.